Hello everyone, my name is Caleb and welcome to the Unfiltered podcast. In this series, I'll be sitting down with some of the most inspiring young leaders. I'll be interviewing the behind the scenes of these successful advisors. If you're someone who's curious to understand what goes behind the scenes for these successful advisors, or if you're someone looking for a potential career switch, this series is for you. Let's dive in. Welcome everyone to this episode. Today, I especially invited Fu Sheng here with us, who started off as a student advisor in SIT. Today, he's an aspiring associate director, leading a team of 10 advisors, and over the past years, he has advised over 500 individuals on their financial planning portfolio and attained multiple MDRT accolades. Welcome to the podcast, Fu Sheng.
Thanks, Caleb. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, could you share with us a little bit more about your backstory so that we can understand more about who you are and what you do?
Okay, so this is my 4th year in the business currently. So I joined as a student advisor from SIT back when I was almost year 1, year 2 in uni. Yeah, so ever since then, I was a student advisor. I graduated almost 2 years ago, and I've been full-time ever since.
Nice. So before being an advisor, what were you doing?
Coming out of poly, I was from Ngee Ann. That's when I knew you and most of my friends in AWM now. I was actually in NS for 2 years.
Nice.
Right, so just doing what every Singaporean man doing in NS, just serving the nation.
Great. So during that period of time, that 5 years or so, were there any highlights in your life?
I think going to poly, it was a life-changing experience. I've made many lifelong friends, even who are very close to me till today. And I think in poly was when I really learned to be very independent because it was very different from school curriculum, right? Compared to secondary school and JC, where lectures and tutorials were for you to go and plan. You just show up on time, and you just have to join different activities and different things you want to do better in or meet new friends in. So I think it was a very different experience. And that was also when I started to travel a little bit more with friends, working part-time here and there to earn money while studying at the same time. So I think those were definitely the highlights of my teenage/young adult years.
Nice. And over that 5 years, were there any particular challenges or obstacles that you have to overcome and also help to shape you as a person?
Challenges-wise, I wouldn't say there's any huge challenge or significance, but I think something that personally that's affected me quite a bit was, I think close friends of mine would know this. I had this very bad knee injury from way back in secondary school and like when I was playing sports. I used to do taekwondo, and I used to play football quite regularly. And I think that resulted in a huge strain and injury in my knee ligament. So I think during poly and during NS especially was when I had to go for, 3 surgeries, right, just to get that sorted out. And I think the recovery phase of post-surgery is always more difficult than the surgery itself. People that have gone through would definitely understand that, because you will spend months on crutches, wheelchairs, going for physio, learning to walk again. I think those were moments that I felt really low, and I think those were also moments that also built up a bit of who I am today, I guess.
Wow, so you went for 3 surgeries so far?
3 surgeries, yes. Yeah.
How is that mental space like before surgeries?
Honestly, it is exactly like what you see in the shows. Like, it's quite scary, honestly. Like, you just get admitted, you are lying on a bed, you get all the needles poked in your body, and you get rolled into the operating theatre, which is a huge space, like similar to this, and it's just all white and bright. And there were like a lot of doctors, and you just hear beepings everywhere, and they were just putting things on you, and they were like, putting oxygen mask on me, checking my blood pressure and everything. But I would hear my heart rate increasing as it was nearing. But suddenly out of nowhere, you just fall asleep. You just go into GA and you just knocked out. And after a few hours, which you don't know, you just wake up, and that's when the recovery starts. And you have to go through this a few times. Yeah.
So at the start, you already know that there were 3 surgeries planned out, or?
Actually, no. I think it was actually supposed to be 2. So just 1 to fix it, and 2nd to kind of rectify and clean it up. But I think the first surgery was not done really well. there were still like implications that came back after surgery, so they had to redo another one.
Redo.
Yes, and the third one was then to finalize everything.
So when they tell you they have to samula and redo.
Yeah, it was really crazy. Like I was at that point, I was like, I don't know what to say anymore. Like, yeah, I just had to do it, because ultimately it's going to affect me long term, right? I mean, our legs are very important to us, and I definitely want to still be able to walk even as I'm older. So I think it's something that I knew I had to do, and I just had to struggle and just push through.
So today, are you like back to normal? Or?
Yeah, I mean now I'm definitely better. I mean it's mostly healed, but of course, as you know, with every injury, you'll never be back to 100%. But I think as of today, I'm very, very thankful and grateful that I can still play sports. I mean now I try to do boxing once every week, and I go on surf trips. I play football once every week or once every 2 weeks with friends, recreational of course. So I'm very glad that I'm still be able to do all this, and I wouldn't think that I would be able to many years ago. Yeah.
Wow. You mentioned surfing.
Yes.
Surfing is not a common sport that I hear people normally do. So how do you get into surfing?
So actually last year I went on a surf trip. Like honestly, I think for me, I mean, people might not see this or might not agree that I'm actually quite introverted. I'm only extroverted with close friends or friends that I feel very comfortable with, right? But with strangers and all that, usually I try to keep to myself. I don't over socialize, right? I only socialize when I need to, or when I'm feeling like I feel like it. But I think I try to push myself off my comfort zone to learn something that I always thought was quite interesting. Because I think I think it was poly when I went to Bali many years ago when I first tried surfing on the beach, like a casual one. So I thought, wow, this is an interesting sport. And being in Singapore where there's no places where you have naturally bigger waves to surf, I just thought that this sport was something that was interesting, and I enjoyed swimming naturally. And even during my physio recovery and rehab, I had to do a lot of like swimming to build up leg strength. So that was a sport that I felt like it actually is like quite cool, right? So I signed up for a surf trip with strangers, people of similar age or maybe slightly older, and just had a good time, and that's when I really picked up on it and wanted to continue. And ever since then, I've been on quite a few trips overseas myself and with other friends and strangers to surf as well.
Oh, that must really have taken you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, it did. Like
the first one especially.
Yeah, it did. So I think usually for these trips, right, not sure if you know, but usually they have this thing called like a pre-trip meetup, where they try to like meet up and just have dinner and try to like say hi and all that. So I went there, actually I was very, very hesitant to go. Like, I wanted to just not go and just meet them on the trip. But I felt like it would be very weird if everybody knew each other and I don't know them.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, just go and just make friends.
How much visualize how big is the group normally? Typically.
It's not typical. So I've been on groups where there were 6 of us only. But this one where I went for the first time, there were, I think, 14 people, strangers. Right? Maybe some of them already knew each other from previous trips, one here and there, but most people were also similar, like they also knew, or maybe they have not met each other before. So I think it was quite fair game lah. It was quite like equal playing ground. So like everybody also but people were nice. I think thankfully people were nice and we clicked quite well. And during the trip, I think we had a lot of fun. Made quite a few good friends who some of them are even my clients now and also long-term friends of mine. So I think that was a very good experience, and that opened up my perspective to actually try new things. Is actually can have very good outcomes from there also. Yeah.
So how often do you surf nowadays?
I try to do a few times a year. This year I've done 3 times. I'm going for my 4th one in 2 weeks. Yeah, so it's in October in Bali this time. So I went Philippines this year. I mean, I went to Norway and I tried surfing the cold as well. Like, it's just something that I want to explore doing, and I feel like doing interesting things or being able to try interesting things is something that encourages me. I think it makes me feel like life is good and it's fun. It's not always just about work and like doing the daily honest job and everything. Yeah.
Wow, I'm sure you have all these experiences also because of the work that you do. That it allows you that time freedom to pursue the interests that you have.
Yeah.
So share with us, how did you first get started into this career? Like, how did you come in?
I think the very, very first instance was when I was in NS. I think our friends who are females who do not have to serve NS, they just go straight into uni. That's when in NS suddenly all our male friends are talking about NS life. But suddenly you start hearing your friends who are in uni talking about career paths. And like they were just thinking, wow, okay, if I take this specialization, if I do this course, what will I end up in? What are some options I have? What companies can I go and everything? So I think that was the first realization that, wow, okay, this is like one of the final few phases of life before shit gets real. Yeah, before things get real and before you have to really focus, and this is what you potentially might be doing, whatever you choose, right? You might be doing it for like almost the rest of your life until you retire or whenever you change job or industry, right, I guess. So that was when I really started to think, okay, so what now? Right? I think all along when growing up in primary school, secondary school, poly, it was quite fixed. Like you knew what was next, or you kind of could tell what to expect.
Yeah.
But now it's like, yes, you do know work, but there's so many variations and options out there. Like, what is a career going to be like for me? What are some options that I have? So I really looked at it and I spoke to a lot of friends. I went for quite a few internships. I looked at my course. I spoke to a family and loved ones also. And that's when I realized that, wow, actually for me, a 9 to 5, working 5 to 6 days a week, almost 50 over weeks a year, it's not something that I really resonate with, especially going to internship, right? But I think there was one internship that particularly spoke out to me when I joined a different company or internship that really gave me a very small insight into what actually industry like financial advisory could be, right? Where the timing is not so fixed and you get to have more flexibility in choosing what you want your career to look like. So I think that was my very, very initial phase of exploring or of considering the career.
Yep.
But I think it was really when I stepped into uni after NS, where in my first trimester, where I see friends over lunch just talking about school and work. Like everybody was just very serious, and I think being Singaporean also like a bit more kiasu, right? People started to like, wow, okay, so what's next? Like, wow, shit, next time I will work here.
Plan,
like, oh my god, my senior said this, my senior is doing this now. So there's a lot of these conversations going around, and it's very, very common. So that also builds up that stress, even if you don't want to see it. You either adapt or be left behind, I feel. Right? So that was when I really realized, okay, I need to at least make a decision to know where I'm going towards, and at least I can have a head start, or at least I can be more mentally and better prepared for it. So that's why I really felt like, okay, maybe it's time that I really consider advisory as a career, right? And I really looked at it. I spoke to quite a few individuals, including yourself and Wilfred and many other friends also. And I realized that actually this is something that I really could see myself doing, I guess. But of course, with certain challenges and concerns, like stigma is definitely something that most advisors do face, right? And however, I think after understanding a little bit more about what the industry does for people and what stigma is like even for myself, I think it never really affected me much, and because I knew who I was genuinely and what I wanted to do and what I strive to do at the end of the day.
So, I mean, you rightly mentioned stigma, right? I think when I first joined, I also had the stigma on this industry. The last option for me was like to join an industry filled with stigma. But I did it nonetheless because of, similar to you, I felt that I must know what I stand for. Right, the stigma is with the industry, not with you. Yes. Unless you practice in such a way that you align with the stigma, like you hard sell, you push products, you oversell, you missell, then probably yes.
Yeah.
But for you, how do you overcome that stigma? Was it like day one, you just feel that, okay, it's not going to affect you, or was it over a period of time that you slowly got over that? How was it like?
Okay, I think for me, I've not really mentioned this before, but I think stigma comes in two ways. I think one is internally what you see or what you feel, like how you feel and how you behave. Maybe you are more skittish or more afraid to approach people, or maybe you're just worried what people think of you. That's more internal. But I think internal side, I'm okay because I knew what I stood for, like what you mentioned. I knew my values, and I knew that I would not be someone that would recommend something that my friends wouldn't need, or I would not want or try to put people in a position. But I think sometimes stigma also comes from external, because people out there, even though they do not know you, or maybe they do know you, they might not always give people that blank canvas, or they might not give them that benefit of doubt that hey, you're going to be different. So I think that how people treat you at the start, or maybe how people respond to certain things that you say, or certain intentions that you have, or they misread certain intentions that you have, I think that was a stigma that I had to start to learn how to deal with, right? Because internally I was okay, but externally I was receiving this. So it does affect you, I guess, but at the start. But I think over time you start to get more resilient. You start to understand that they don't have bad intentions towards you. They're not trying to go against you usually. It's not personal. It's just based on their own personal experience or things that they've heard, which I start to learn how to empathize, because I felt like if I was treated the same way, I definitely would have felt the same way as well. But I started thinking that actually this was an opportunity for me. That actually, if they really give me just a small chance, or they give me an opportunity to show them that I was different, I didn't find it very difficult to be different from what the stigma was, right? As what we learn and in AWM and our friends, we practice proper advisory with value. We provide value first and everything before anything else. And I think that was the edge that helped me, get across what people feel about me. I think words were spread, reputation were built from there, and I think now it's not a problem, definitely not a problem anymore.
Yeah, so it seems like over time, as you grew in this career, you also really strengthen your own foundation and build that value for yourself such that people will spread the good work about you. And then that will also sort of cover up that stigma. At least this industry will project onto advisor.
Yeah, I think so,
So apart from stigma, were there other challenges that you faced when you first started?
I think being a student advisor, right? Most student advisors will agree also, like especially in SIT, where it's a trimester system. So for trimester systems, there's literally almost no sem breaks. Like every semester is just a 2-week break and you start a new semester. And it was like that for 3 years. So I think having that back-to-back schedule of like projects and exams like non-stop 3 semesters a year, it was quite difficult to manage in terms of time, especially at the start, because previously it was in NS, and NS timing was more fixed and actually a lot more free time also sometimes, or weekends especially with nothing much to do. And even in poly also, there were a lot more free time, honestly. So stepping into an environment where, I was new to uni and I was new in advisory, with a steep learning curve and with limited time on my hands, I think it was a huge challenge that I had to face because I had to really be very adaptive. I had to learn how to manage my calendar really well, which I used to be very, very bad at. I used to not have follow a calendar in NS. Honestly, it was just day to day, right? Seeing what every day comes. But I think I started to learn how to prioritize what is important and urgent, what is urgent and not important, what is important and not urgent. I started to prioritize things in different ways. And I feel like over 1-2 years, I start to it becomes a habit, I think. It becomes a habit and a lifestyle where actually it's more manageable over time, especially in my final year in uni, right, where I had FYPs and all that also. But I think that has really helped me a lot. Because I think without the experience, as of today, even though I'm not studying anymore, I'm juggling a lot more things, right? I'm managing all my clients, right? I'm meeting new clients. I'm managing all my associates. I'm taking on more responsibilities at work, training-wise and large-scale events-wise. So I think without that previous experience and learnings, I would not be able to do that today. And of course, I have to thank my 2 part-time business support managers who have helped me a lot as well, especially now. So I think that has also definitely helped, and my personal experience has helped me manage my time better today. So I have more time to do things like surfing, going overseas, right, and just spending time with loved ones and yeah.
It's crazy how you say, you shared that you're handling all these things. At the same time, you still have your free time to do the things that you love. Many people out there will wish that they have that kind of balance in their life. Would you agree that discipline is important? Because you say prioritization. I know of people who plan for things to happen. They plan in their schedule, but they don't follow through. And some people say that, I don't have much discipline, so I cannot be self-employed. So what do you think about discipline? Is it important?
Definitely, I think discipline is very important because putting you're in a career, let's say especially advisory, right, where actually no one has a need to hold you accountable for most things, right? Like you can wake up today and decide not to do anything, right? And you can wake up today and decide to have a very busy day, a very fulfilling day with meeting many clients or helping people with this, providing value, training. You can do a lot of things in a day. So nobody really determines what you should be doing, right? Which is why discipline is something that you have to it kind of has to come with the job or come with you along the way. Like you have to, I think, understand why you're doing this in the first place. I think having that end goal in mind, or having that goal in mind that, this is my career, I take ownership of my success, I take ownership of what happens and does not happen in my career. So having that always in your mind allows you to, I think, be more disciplined, right? It gives you more clarity and makes you more focused towards working hard, for a middle term or longer term goal, definitely.
It's like taking extreme ownership of your career, and everything happens. Success and failure happens because of you.
And I think a lot of the things that happen in your life is a sum of the choices that you've made over the last months, years, or even just days.
Yeah, every day we make a lot of choices. Whether today we choose to eat fried chicken, whether today we choose to drink, I don't know, alcohol, right?
Yeah.
One day, all these effects will come one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in your many years, Fu Sheng, have you, I'm sure you have managed many clients' portfolio, you have gone through many client experiences. Is there any experience that really impacted you as an advisor?
I think there were definitely a lot of experience throughout the years. I've had many stories that I've always shared with many clients and even associates of mine, or even the company. But I think one that is more recent, something that I encountered recently, was when I was actually referred to a more affluent client, this auntie who was actually planning her retirement in her 50s. She's been working for many, many years in a high-level position in the company, and we just met because I think someone referred me to her, and she wanted to do retirement planning and investments. So I think throughout the planning, somehow the conversation led to her sharing me her old policies, and she wanted to surrender this old policy that she bought, this life insurance, and there was some cash value in it. And she wanted to take this cash value to include that in her retirement fund, right? And she briefly made a remark that I caught, right? She said that, well, this insurance, no use. It was useless because when I had cancer 2 years ago, I tried to claim and it didn't work. So that remark, I think it was something that I caught. So I started to ask her more. I said, hey, actually, what happened to you if you don't mind me asking, but you don't mind sharing? So she started to share with me that she had stage 2 cancer and everything. And her previous advisor, who she's no longer in contact with, told her that she couldn't claim because hers is considered early stage and like her plan was the old life insurance and she couldn't make any claims. So that was what she told me. So when I was with her and I looked through her documents and her portal, I realized that there were no attempt of any claims being made.
Okay.
So that was the first thing that I flagged out and I mentioned to her. So I said, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But I asked her, actually, is it okay? I mean, if you don't mind, I would want to try to help you with it. Right? Even though it's from a different company, I said, I will manually do it for you. Just why not? Before you surrender it, why not just give it a try? And at first she rejected me. She said, I don't need it's okay. She said, I don't want to trouble you. You're here to do retirement planning, everything, it's fine. I'm okay with it. It's been 2 years since then, and she already okay with it already. Like she's completely fine with just
accepted it
cancelling policy and stop paying and to take out the money. So I said, don't worry. I said, it's not going to be much of a hassle to me. I will just fill out the form manually. You don't need to do anything. I'll handle everything for you. So she just said okay. So actually she didn't want me she didn't want to trouble me. Right, and especially since the claim has been, her diagnosis was 2 years ago, and we both decided to keep our expectations low, right, because it was a long shot anyway. So after 2 months in, and she received a letter one fine day, and they actually informed her that her claim was successful, and she managed to claim almost 6 figures, which was double the cash value she wanted to take out, right, and she was so happy. Because she never thought that we could actually do something like that, right? And I was quite surprised myself. Honestly, it was just a long shot, it was just an attempt, and that really made me. It felt really nice, because of all the things that advisory has taken on in terms of reputation and all that. I think these are one of the very, very good experiences that I've personally had because someone actually felt happy with advisory, felt happy with what I did, and they actually benefited from what I did for them. I think that is the value that I always look to constantly provide. Of course, hopefully no one ever has to go through any of that, but if it does happen, I hope that someone or I can be the one to help them with that.
Oh, I don't know what to say. Like 2 years of not claiming and you tried and it went through. I think it also reflects and something that we've always been sharing, that means it's never just about the product or the solution. At the end of the day, when someone works with us, they are working with us. They are not buying the product, they are buying us. Right? They're buying you, they're buying your service. And I think through this experience, you also, I can see as you smile, that this experience has really given you confidence, right, in the work that you do. And so she became your client after that?
Yeah, my client. And I think definitely she's happy with my service, and I hope that more people out there get to experience this. I can only do so much and I can only meet so many people. But I feel like if more people in this world, especially in Singapore where the stigma is strong, if they have advisors like them, who maybe they might meet my associates or my friends, and they get this kind of experience, I think is good for everybody in general. Right? It helps everybody, and more people actually get the help that they need or that they were promised.
So for yourself, there are many advisors out there. Some people will say that the industry is saturated. So what kind of advisor would you like to be? Or what is your reputation amongst your clients today?
I think what I want to be is I want to be an advisor that is always putting my clients' needs first, right? And I always want to make sure I address everything that they've said. So when I meet my clients, when they mention anything, even small things, I try to pick it up. I try to make sure that whatever that we do, whether it's through the solutions or not, I want to make sure that I address things that they've mentioned, right? And even things that they have not mentioned, that I potentially can see as a blind spot or a potential obstacle that they might face, a speed bump that they might face, right? Through my experience with other clients or other friends, I want to be able to help them overcome that, or at least prepare ways to go through that smoothly in a way, right? And I feel like that is what I want to be as an advisor. But I think over the years, nowadays when a lot of my clients actually, I do get referrals, a few, I would say maybe 3-4 a month, right? And when they refer me or maybe when they meet me, usually the things that I hear is actually because they feel like I serve with my heart, and they tell me that they refer me because they trust that I will always do my best for them. And they trust that the solutions I recommend are really purely based on what they need, right? And I don't oversell and I don't push, and I try to be as responsive as I can, right? When they need any claims or any medical emergencies or whatever, I try to be, always there for them. And I think that is the advisor that hopefully my clients, most of all my clients do see me for, and that's something that I feel happy to be as well, and hopefully I can continue to be better in also.
I mean, thanks for sharing that. And I mean, it goes back to one word, which is differentiation, right? Today, as we speak, I'm sure in Singapore there are cafes opening. When there are thousands of cafes in Singapore already, so the question is, why should someone visit your cafe? And likewise, for those who think that this career is saturated, which industry is not saturated? Right? So the question is then, how can you stand out in a crowded market? And I think based on your experiences, based on what you say, that will differentiate you from any other typical advisor. Yeah, and Fu Sheng, I also understand that currently you have a team of 10 advisors and you're also looking to expand. So out there, again, today there are many leaders. Why should someone join you?
Personally, I feel that even though I do agree with there's so many leaders in the industry and there's so many leaders in different industries, right? By the end of the day, I feel like people that choose me or people that join me, I want them to understand that me being a mentor and me being a leader, it's not so much of the title, but it's more of what I can do for you or what I can be for you, right? I always tell my associates that, when you join me or when you are exploring with me, right, whatever effort that you put in, okay, my promise to you is that I'll match it or and even more, right? That's the bare minimum that I'll give, right? And if I have 10 associates, 20 associates, it doesn't matter. I'll do my best. I will make sure I allocate enough time. I will manage my time better. That's for myself to manage. All you have to do is just put in whatever effort that you think is worth it for your own career and for your own life, and I'll match it and do more. So that is the expectation that my associates have with me, and I want to set with them right from the get-go. And I think for me being a leader, I want to lead by example. Whatever that I expect of my associates or whatever I tell them to do or encourage them to do, I make sure that I do it myself or have done it before. I think I don't want to be someone that just says, it's just just talking and just saying things. But I want to make sure that they can actually visualize me doing it or visualize themselves doing it after seeing me do it. Right? And that's something that I think I really took a lot from, especially learning from you and Wilfred along the years from the start. I think having that mindset and having that figure to look towards, to learn from, is something that actually pushed me a lot. Right? Behind the scenes, on days where I don't meet you guys, I still feel the same way. Right? And I think that is something that I want to be as a leader, and I hope that my associates would, determine or derive whatever form of success that they want, and hopefully that my efforts will be able to help them achieve that. Yeah.
I mean, thanks for that. And I always like to share that we are not babysitters. When someone comes in with the right attitude and the right beliefs, and you say exactly what I will do as well, which is you put in at least minimally the same amount of effort that they put in, or you double the effort that they put in, so that it's a win-win on both ends.
Yeah.
And of course, in this industry, it's a tough industry, right? When it comes to sales, you're out there meeting people, you're facing rejections after rejections. And this career is not for everyone.
Yeah.
So for yourself, what are some important criteria or traits that you look for in an ideal candidate?
So I think there are many people that I mean, they have come to explore with us, or at least I've spoken to, regarding suitability or joining the career, right? But I think something that is very important is firstly their willingness to learn, right? Adaptability, and also maybe coachability, I guess.
Yep.
But I think it's all quite intertwined also.
Okay.
But I think willingness to learn and adaptability is very important, because in a career where you mentioned discipline and all that, I think these are traits that you need to kind of build, or at least have to a certain degree, in order for you to succeed in a career where it's quite competitive, honestly,
Yep.
right? And like what you say, every industry is the same. So I feel like if they have certain traits like that, it definitely helps them or gives them a slight edge over others who don't have this and are trying the same career, because the learning curve is steep.
Yep.
But whatever you do, if you can, just be 1% better and learn a little bit more every day, or just, be more resourceful, I think that compounds into a very big thing long term, right? And that will accelerate your growth, and that will help you to learn better also.
Yep.
Right? And I think analogy that I think Wilfred used to use was that he said that we are two candles, right? If we light another candle up, we won't extinguish. In fact, 3 candles will be lit up. And I think that's a very, very good example of cross learning and constantly value adding and learning more at your own time. So I think these are definitely traits that a new advisor or advisors with me, I would want them to have, or at least share with them that they should have or build if they want to succeed or do well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So willingness to learn, really having that heart, and showing the right attitude, so that they can also be good mentees. And I will share that as much as we are looking to bring people, like-minded individuals into this career, it's also important that we are the right fit.
Yeah.
Right? It needs to be a win-win on both ends. Yeah, the right fit for the career, the right fit for the team. At the same time, we must also be the right fit for you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, talking about management, there are many challenges that we face on a weekly basis or even on a daily basis. So, perhaps out of many challenges, could you share one of the biggest challenge that you face as a leader, as an aspiring leader?
I think when you have more associates, you start to realize that you must switch quite fast. Like sometimes every associate will need different things from you.
Yeah.
Some people need more technical help. Some people require more emotional support. Some people require you in different ways. They just need you to be there. Some people don't need you to be there, but they just need you to check in them once in a while. So I think being able to recognize or being able to decipher the needs of different individuals fast enough so that they feel supported and they feel like I'm there for them is important, right? And that's something that I'm still learning a lot from you and other seniors and other leaders. So I think that is definitely a challenge at the start, because you might think that this is what they need, but actually it's maybe just what you personally need.
What you think they need.
Yes, exactly.
May not be
right.
what they really need.
Exactly, right. Maybe it's just my own experience that I think, last time when I was a student advisor, I need this.
Yeah.
So maybe I might assume or make certain assumptions that, they might need this also. But actually they don't. Maybe they need something else that I thought comes naturally to me, but maybe it does not come naturally to them.
It may not be their strength.
Exactly. So I think being able to identify that or decipher that early on or over time and get better at it is a challenge, but it is definitely important, being a leader, to understand the people who are with you, and that creates more cohesiveness, and definitely more working relationship will be better, and they will feel happier and more fulfilled also.
Yeah, totally second that. As you have more people, different people have different challenges, whether is it career challenges, whether is it their personal challenges, whether is it their strength, their weaknesses. We have to coach everyone like they're unique.
Yeah.
Right? And we don't apply a cookie cutter system for everybody to just go through and they are just the same, identical, right? Okay, to wrap things up, maybe could you share with us, Fu Sheng, for yourself, how was success? What's the definition of success before you joined this career, and has it changed over the years?
I think success-wise, for me, I think before joining a career or when I'm new to the career, living in Singapore where the environment is so competitive, everybody's trying to get a good job, everybody's trying to settle down, buy a house, have kids, buy a car, travel, have pets and all that. So I think success, not that it used to be, but I think it still kind of is that people always feel like like being able to spend money or not having much financial worries is a form of success. I guess,
fair.
right? Being able to be comfortable. You don't have to be extremely wealthy, but as long as you are maybe at the average mark or maybe slightly above average, I think that is a success on its own. But I think now, after a while, when you start to move in your career, right? I think success nowadays to me includes a little bit more of just being happy with life, right? I think that being able to travel, being able to do things that I like, try new things, going surfing, and spending time with loved ones. I think that is in a way success to me, because you can see maybe our parents' generation, or maybe even our parents and loved ones, right? They work so hard for many years of their lives, but how many years or how much time do they actually get to enjoy it, the fruits of their labor, right? And I feel like now, being young, being able to potentially do well in my career or do better in my career, at the same time get to enjoy the things that I want to do when I'm still young, and travel more, and do things that I love. I think that is another form of success on its own, and I feel like that's something that I really, really believe in, and something that I wish to continue doing, and hopefully people that my associates and my friends will start to be able to see that as well.
Yeah, you mentioned to do the things that you really like, while not waiting right towards like you're in the 50s, 60s that you start doing that. So what advice would you give someone who is not too happy at their current job, and yet the inertia to change their job is very high? What advice do you have for them?
I think it's circumstantial. I think everybody is different, right? But personally, I think I've heard many friends who tell me they are not happy at their current jobs, right? But usually the advice that I give them is, of course, it's not always, the advice is not always to quit and try something else, or just join advisory or join any other industry. But it's really to sit down and reflect and ask yourselves, actually, what makes you happy? Or what is your own definition of success, at least for now, right? And whether your career or whether whatever you're doing helps you achieve that. And if it does, how long does it take for you to achieve that? And I feel like if whatever answer you come up with, whatever answer that you can think of, if it's not something that you agree with or align with, then I think maybe it's time to consider something else. Maybe sometimes it requires you to take a risk, right? I've a few associates who are mid-career switchers, right? They come from not too bad industries. There are people from IT sales, people doing different industries and all that. So when they come over, it's always because they feel like they answered their question themselves, and they realize that actually maybe advisory or maybe another career could help them achieve or answer those things that they want. Yeah, so I think it's really just to really ask yourselves or listen to that voice inside and see what is it that you want to achieve in your life. Nothing wrong with a 9 to 5, nothing wrong with doing a fixed corporate job or a full-time job like everybody else, nothing wrong. But at the end of the day, it's your own life. You decide, I guess, how you want to live it and what you want to get out of it. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that wise advice. Back then there was this word YOLO, you only live once, and I totally second that, because you really live once in your 20s, you live once in your 30s, and of course, to the best of our abilities, if you can be in a role that really make us successful, not just financially, but on a relationship-wise, our family, right, our mental health, I think I will count all this as very huge success. Also, thanks for sharing your wisdom, Fu Sheng. I think over the past 45 minutes, you have shared a lot about your experience and how all these real-life case studies come to life, right, when you're in the career yourself. And I always say that you live once, you only live once, YOLO. In your 20s and in your 30s, of course, we do to the best of our ability to find a role that we are happy in and make us successful, right? Not just financially, but across our relationships, across our families, across even our mental health. And I think all these are huge success. Okay, so that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for your time, and stay tuned for the next one. See you guys.
See you.